Am I even still a New Yorker? But we must recompose. Hi guys, I'm Kimmy Coleman, your favorite Jamaican New Yorker. Loss is hard. Loss is very difficult. One moment, let me find somewhere cuter. They're not paying me. As I was saying, as someone who has gone through loss extensively from a young age until now, I feel like I wanted to give some advice on how to deal with it, how to deal with someone that is going through it, what to do, what not to do. To deal with someone that is going through it, we'll start there. Do not say that you understand if you personally have not gone through that situation. I cannot tell you how irritating it is to have just lost someone. For me, it was my dad. To have somebody who has a whole father, a whole mother, has like their grandparents and has everybody in their life be like, oh, I understand your loss. I lost my dog last year, and I know you did not just compare my whole father to your furry companion. Not saying that dog deaths or animal deaths are any less than pet deaths, but like, was that dog your father? So things like that, do not try to compare and say that you understand. That's number one. Number two, sometimes you don't even need to say nothing. Don't say nothing. Just seeing. I know personally the things that I remember most, or the people I remember most, were the people that were just there. I'm not asking you to do anything. I'm not asking you to bring nothing to me. I'm not asking you for nothing. Just be there with that person. Because sometimes you want to say something and end up saying the wrong thing, and that is going to be stuck with that person for the rest of their lives. For example, right after my father passed away, people come over to the house right after the person has passed away, after the news gets out, and somebody came up to me, a little 13-year-old, and was like,
God, him now gonna get for carrier down the aisle.
Ma'am, I am 13. What aisle? I haven't even had a boyfriend yet. And you talking about marriage? And talking about how my father, who's now deceased as of today, is not going to be able to walk me down the aisle? Sometimes people really just don't know what to say. So to save yourself, if you've never been through the experience, don't say anything. I think those are the main two things for dealing with somebody with grief. Don't act like you understand if you don't, and just be there for that person, for what they need, which most times is not you talking. Clamp it. If anything, you need to be there to listen, because sometimes that person got stuff to get off their chests. Now, dealing with grief, for me, the thing that I did that I would not recommend is I tried to be strong for everybody around me. I tried to be that strong person for my mom, for my sister, my little sister, try to be that pillar of strength, and nobody was asking me to do that. People think that emotions are a weak thing. To emote, to have the ability to emote and to be vulnerable is a strength. Let me tell you why. I went around completely closed off. I ended up getting in relationships that did not suit me, that I did not need, because I was trying to prove to I don't even know who that I was strong. I was strong. Nobody could hurt me. I just lost my father. I don't know where that came from. I just lost my father. So what can anybody do to me that is going to make me feel more pain than that? So because I never dealt with those things, I got into relationships I didn't have no business being in. I was too strong until I went to acting school. Like I said, go check it out. Here, I don't know where it is. And acting school, conservatory, they gonna have you in their feelings. The first day, they told me to bring an item so that I could emote what I felt about that item in it was a whole acting, it was a whole thing. And baby girl broke down. Broke down because I had not confronted those feelings about loss I just pushed them all down, and that's not healthy. So my advice to you, if you feel like crying, do not push that feeling away. If you're somebody that writes, write out what's going on, write out how you feel about the loss, write it out, get it out there. Do not push it down, because trust and believe, if it doesn't come out, whether it be a dream, whether it be in the day-to-day, you're minding your business, and then blah, emotions back gun pan you. So it's better you just, and back gun means like hold a gun to your head and then you start crying and it's embarrassing, and you could have done that in the privacy of your own room in your home. So those are my words of advice. Find somebody to talk to. That's another thing. Find somebody that you trust with your feelings you can talk to. Again, if you don't have nobody to talk to yourself by writing it down. Talk to a therapist if that works for you. It did not work for me. My mom tried to take me and my sister to therapy, and by the end, we were counseling the counselor. I don't know what the hell was going on in that man's life, but by the end, we were like, sir, it's going to be okay. 13-year-old me was perplexed. I was like, how are we counseling you? How? So those are my words to anybody that's grieving. I'm sorry for your loss. Sorry that you lost that person. I'm not going to be the type of people, oh, they're in a better place, because that's not what I wanted to hear either. But cry. Seriously, cry if you have to cry. I'm here if you want somebody to talk to. I'm out here in these streets trapping in the spirit. And the other thing that helped me a lot, of course, was God, or is God. He's still helping me. I remember I literally asked God to take away the pain, and I felt the pain being taken away. It sounds very like, ooh, but I literally felt it. I was kneeling down next to my parents' bed, and I was like just stoic. No emotions. Couldn't even pray. I was like, what is prayer? You literally just took my dad, and I'm supposed to pray to you and say what? But I just said, God, if you out there, if you're really trapping in these streets as you formerly presumed to be, take this pain away. And I started bawling. I just started crying. And that was like the tip of the iceberg. I don't feel like if I had had that moment with God, I would have been able to make it through acting school, to be honest with you, because that was the tip of the iceberg. I let out stuff then. If I had to let all of it out in acting school, I would not have been able to make it, because I was a low-key, high-key wreck that first semester, because all the emotions from like years and years were just pouring out scene after scene. Oh, acting school, what a time. Yeah, but God takes pain away as well. It's in his repertoire. So just ask him. Yeah. So that's it. This has been Kimmy, your favorite Jamaican New Yorker. R.I.P. to my New York fan, but this one is cute. She's popping. She's giving you something, isn't she? And I'll be back next week, Friday, with another video. If you like this video, if your little heart was comforted, maybe you got a little kerfuffle, a little court, a little laugh. That also helps with grief. A lot is laughter. So find people that make you laugh and make you happy and feed you what you want to be fed. And I mean that with like spiritually and also food. Food was nice. Free things were nice. That sounds so horrible. That sounds horrible. Because people felt bad for us, and I didn't feel bad at the time because I was pushing everything down. So I was like, ooh, free stuff. But I mean, like, it also comforted my heart in that time too. Remember, I got a Wii. Me and my sister got a Wii at that time. We were just like, yeah. Dad's gone, but we've got a Wii. Anyways, sorry, bye. Subscribe, like, all of that. Follow me on the gram. And thank you for coming to my talk about grief. God bless you all, and ta-ta.